All right, let's move over to the West before we wrap up the two series there. Of course, the Seattle Kraken up 2-1 in that series with the Dallas Stars. Man, what a dominant performance that was. A 7-2 victory in Game 3 at Climate Pledge Arena, and they're up 2-1 heading into that game tonight in Seattle, that fourth game. So Seattle up 2-1 in this series. They keep surprising us all. What do we think about this one, fellas?
Seattle is showing what depth can do in the playoffs. The core four is not working out for Toronto. Well, the depth thing is working out for Seattle. 7 different goal scorers in that 7-2 game. Chad's been harping on that all year. Chad Harp. But I'm going to stick with my prediction here. Dallas is the better team. It took them shooting a puck at Miro Heiskanen's face to win a game big. Boy, was that unfortunate. Heiskanen was leading the league in time on ice per game and time on ice total. I think he was playing just under 30 minutes a game for Dallas, so that was an absolute backbreaker. But something I want to talk about in this series is the deserve to win-o-meter on Money Puck. In that 7-2 game where Seattle won, they only had a 60.9% win-o-meter, whatever you want to call it. For comparison, the Devils had 66.8 in an 8-4 game. Seattle, in their first win, had a 43.4% deserve to win-o-meter. Dallas, in their win in this series, 96.8 deserve to win-o-meter. So Seattle is getting lucky. And a 7-game series is designed to eliminate luck. It eliminates chance, and statistics will prevail. I'm sticking with Dallas. They're going to win me $300 by winning the Stanley Cup this year.
Statistics will prevail. We hope. That's what we add in. Because
I'm going to look like an asshole when it doesn't happen. I'm going to be like, that. I'm still going to say they don't deserve it.
Yeah, well, even, like you guys know, like I'm a big stats guy as well. I live on Money Puck, and the stats all year said that Seattle was bound to stop scoring. They were scoring way more than expected, and in fact, they were the most among any team above expected in terms of goals. So, this series, the fact that they're getting outplayed really just means that they're getting good goaltending from Philip Grubauer, which again is something that, we haven't been able to say in a while, but he's been great at these playoffs. He's been one of the better goalies in these playoffs, and we thought that Jake Ottinger would be better than him, and he just hasn't been so far, at least by the numbers. So we'll see going forward. I'm also not going to change my prediction. I'm going to stick with Dallas. I think they're just the better team. They're better up front. They're better defensively, even without Miro Heiskanen, and they have better goaltending, hopefully, or at least that's what the book is on Ottinger. He's one of the best guys. So I'm sticking with Dallas as well. But like Seattle, this is a team, man, where I think, we've got to give them some respect. Like, it's a team where even though they've gotten outplayed in all of these games, they found ways to win. And they're really just, doing it by committee. I think in the first round, they had 16 different goal scorers in that first round series, and in the second round already through 3 games they've had 10 different goal scorers, and like you mentioned, Case, they had 7 different goal scorers in that one game where they put up a 7 spot. So it's one of those things, man. I feel like we just have to stop underestimating this team because they're kind of just getting it done. But again, all that being said, I'm still sticking with my guns and going Dallas to win this series. Harp, we still got you here or what?
Yeah, sorry about that, fellas. Just had a bit of mic trouble, but I'm back on now. So, yeah, to talk about this series, I mean, Seattle up 2-1. I definitely think that Dallas is the better, deeper team. But look, man, Case, like you said, depth really matters in the playoffs, and you got to hand it to Dave Haxtell and his crew. He doesn't have a single forward line that plays in the 20s in this lineup. He just rolls all 4 lines. We saw the depth this year with guys like Daniel Sprong and others, and Yanni Gord, what a great playoff performer he's been in his career and everything. But you wonder how long they can keep this up for. And I'm not that confident in Grubauer as well and in net, like on a long run, like in a Stanley Cup final. I'm not, even though like that's not taking away from how well he's played. I just think that Dallas is the better team. They're going to ultimately pull through and win this series because they deserve it, as Case pointed out. But this has been pretty fun to watch by the Seattle Kraken, and just goes to show that sometimes you don't need those superstars on your team, that you can get things done by committee, and that's what they've done up to this point.
Talking about Hackstall, isn't it funny? Like, maybe we should think about changing the Jack Adams, because isn't it funny that out of the 3 finalists, the one that is not remaining in the playoffs is going to win the Jack Adams?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I mean, it's a regular season award, though. Like, it's not...
But, like, so where you see coaches out-coaching other coaches is the playoffs.
Yeah. Listen, I hear you, but it's like any other award in the NHL. It's a regular season award.
I know. I'm saying it shouldn't be.
Yeah. I hear you. I'd be down for that. Yeah.
I'm with you. And just to clarify, Case, of course, you're talking about Jim Montgomery in Boston.
My example of that is, to me, this is like having the Rocket Richard being only power play goals. Like, that's my comparison of making it an only regular season. It's kind of easier. Whereas in the playoffs is when it gets hard, and that's when coaching really matters. Anyways, we're on a tangent.
Yeah, but also, too, like, with regards to that award, it's kind of just, like, every year, it's kind of just a team that didn't make the playoffs who makes the playoffs, and then it's that coach. Like, no disrespect to Lindy Ruff or Dave Hackstall, but, like, how much of that is them? How much of that is getting new players and just being better?
I typically agree with you about the award, but Lindy Ruff and Dave Hackstall were bad examples to use, because Lindy Ruff had the biggest point change in NHL history from last year to this year, and Dave Hackstall has taken an expansion team from shit last year to the playoffs this year. Normally, I'd agree with, like, they just give the award to, like, a team that has a big turnaround.
Yeah. But like, even with Hackstall, and like, again, obviously, like, we don't want to spend too much time on this, but even with Hackstall, like, he was there last year and they stunk, and this year, like, they added a couple players, kept basically the whole group together, and they were just better. Like, it's one of those things, and they were super lucky all year, like we talked about in terms of the numbers. So, like, I don't know. Again, no disrespect to Hackstall. Like, he was in Toronto for a bit, and he coached Andrew Pesky, who had raving reviews about him, by the way.
North Dakota. Yeah.
That's right, before he got hired by Seattle. But it's just, I don't know, it's one of those things. Like, the Jack Adams Award, like, it's hard to measure coaches aside from just wins and losses, I guess. So maybe that's where the problem lies. But
that's what I'm saying is, I think it tells more of a story if you use playoffs. To me, like, GM, sure, the best GM is the team that had the best change in the season. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Yeah. That makes more sense to me.
Yeah. Like, glad we're talking about awards in the playoffs.
Yeah. Anyway,
Hackstall spent some time in Philadelphia as well. Anyway, but we're all in agreement that we're sticking with Dallas in that series. But hey, this run by Seattle has been fun.